I did go to Creator Clash 2, and it was really fun. It was really fun. I really enjoyed doing something because, as somebody who's spent the majority of his time working and, you know, dealing with literally just working all the time and not really giving yourself time to do anything because you kind of sort of think like you're not allowed to have fun. So going to Creator Clash 2 was really really fun. Um, it's also like basically down the road from me, so going there was really not difficult to do. Uh, but I wanted to kind of give some more context. I don't think I've seen too many popular videos talking about how this not only affected the people who decided to go and fight, and obviously the people that set up the event, but more so it affected the people that trusted the event to be successful. Regular people, basically, like myself, and I say that because at the time and even now, I'm not like multimillionaire or anything, but it was just it just sucked. And when I went to Creator Clash 2, excuse me, um, I saw Dad fight. Fight was pretty one sided because one of the fighters didn't even train, but he did great. I mean, he pummeled the ever living shit out of the opponent, which was a Crank Gameplays. No, I don't think it was that. I think it was. We'll look it up later. I could be mistaken, but when I saw this video that he made, I wanted to watch it because I didn't realize how bad things were, and I saw some clips from Pegasus talking about it. So, well, I wanted to watch some of it or all of it, and I guess he did a follow up video on it. So, I'd like to hear what happened there. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about the event itself, like going to it and everything.
Quit when she called me because Harley was out. I was talking to Harley. Harley was talking about his frustrations. I'm 44 freaking years old. This is high school garbage. Well, this is a video I didn't want to make, but here we are. You didn't know Creator Clash 3 is canceled. It's completely over. It's done. It's not happening. But I was hoping and trying and praying it would work out and things would be fine and I'd be able to box for my third time. I'd have a trilogy in Creator Clash and I'd have 3 first round wins. That was my goal and that was my plan. I started training last November and now here in July I'm finally on pause with training because Creator Clash 3 is completely done. And even though Creator Clash 3 isn't happening, there still is going to be an effort to raise some money for the charity for Stand Up to Cancer. Aaron from Real Good, from Game Grumps, wants to try to still push people and do some fun things to raise money for charity. And that I would like to do my 24-hour dance stream. I mentioned it before. I was going to do it leading up to the event. I was going to dance for nonstop for 24 hours. And as I'm dancing, we're doing different things to raise money. Please stay tuned for that. Keep your eyes peeled. The good.
See, I did not know that. That was definitely not something that anybody covered that he was doing that, which is kind of disappointing. People should have talked about it, especially the the larger YouTubers that were making videos about it. But yeah, it was pretty disappointing because I was hoping to go again, and the Creator Clash 2 happened now 2 years ago, close to 3. And back then, they had like 2.5 months of advertising prior to the event. And at that time, I was able to have time off. And me and my friend, he's actually streaming right now. And we went. We took time off and we went to the event. It, like I said, it was my first boxing event that I had ever gone to. So again, for an event and what it was a great experience.
Good news is you will be able to see me fight at some point. I have been talking to Misfits Boxing. It will happen some point this year. I'm guessing around the fall. So,
damn ads. Yeah, I'm not gonna be using an ad
there's
blocker.
that. Now, to begin,
mainly because he needs to get some ad revenue too.
I'm really bummed that the event isn't happening.
Got to give him his 30 cents.
And I'm now here making this video when for so long I tried very hard to not be negative and not jump in on all the negative talk going on surrounding the event. I tried to be a very positive person publicly and promote the event and ignore all the stuff that was going on. But now it's not happening anymore. So it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to say everything I've been thinking. I don't like talking about the money and the payments and complaining about that, but Creator Clash 2 and 3 have genuinely put me into a bad spot financially. The first 2 years at Creator,
that's the crazy part, is he's saying that since Creator Clash 2 he just hasn't been doing well. Now, given that we had gone to Creator Clash 2, it wasn't cheap for us. And when I say that, I don't mean that like, we couldn't afford it. It was more of like in me and my friend's head, we basically told each other, we've been working in retail for a hell of a long time. We haven't really done anything. And we just said, fuck it. I've never been to a boxing event. You haven't been to a boxing event. It's literally down the road. Let's get some vacation time and go down there. And something that I realized while I was thinking about doing this reaction to his video, to Dad's video, was when you think about it, it was a lot of money for us. Like, we got ringside seats, and it was $250 for just to be on the same floor level as the main event ring. And we paid that. We paid $250 for those tickets. And the majority of that money was because we thought it was going to go to charity. It was just something that, everybody obviously went there with that idea that whole $250 was going directly to charity. And, when I did the math, it comes out that I had to take about 8 hours of vacation time for my job to go do that. And in doing so, I effectively paid about $400 between my vacation time and the ticket price. And it kind of pisses me off finding out 2 years later that, or a year and a half later, effectively, that my $250 donation went to shit. And hearing that Dad has been in financial problems since then is kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Clash, we got $20,000. Every fighter gets $20,000 to cover your coach, protein, food, gym memberships, training. The first year, I saved a lot of money with the way I trained. Year 2 comes around. I'm now living back in LA. I wanted to work with my coach, who is still in Portland. So in order to do that, I got like an Airbnb for a couple of months. And so anyway, I spent all the $20,000 on promo, food, gym, training, and then I get back to LA after Creator Clash and I have nothing because I was expecting a bonus. The reason I spent all $20,000 that year was because this person tells me it's going to be bigger and better, which it looked like it was shaping up to be. Pausing for a moment to give an editor's note. I might do this a few times throughout the video as I'm going through it, just to clarify and people understand exactly what I'm saying. When I say this person I'm talking to, I'm purposely not saying the name of the person. It's not Ian or Anissa. It's people who work for the event, for the promotion company, the PR company, or Real Good Touring. So there's a lot of people who we're talking to. At this point, I'm talking about someone who works for the event that I don't want to publicly expose. And then I'll just take that $30,000 or $40,000 bonus. It'll be amazing. I'll get an actual paycheck. One more pause real quick. When I say $30,000 or $40,000 here regarding what I could potentially earn for the bonus for Creator Clash 2, that was purely speculation on my point. Since I earned $27,000 at Creator Clash 1, it's a bigger event. I'm thinking, okay, I'll earn possibly $40,000. So no one ever said that number to me. I'm just speculating, since it would be more possibly and probably than $27,000 from year 1. When we get back from Florida after Creator Clash 2, we were at Marisha Ray's house.
It's a funny photo. Yeah, and that's the other thing I kind of had questions of was from what a lot of people were saying, that they effectively got paid to train. So they got fronted X amount of money. And roughly about 20. Some people I think got more. I think Harley got a lot more money for training, and his stipend was a lot higher. But them being paid that money up front, I mean, like I said, I if I remember correctly, I bought the tickets. We bought the tickets probably like 6 weeks in advance to the event, because we had to put a time off ahead of time, retail bullshit. And so if they were fronted, at that point, I'm pretty sure most of the fighters were training 2 months plus, 3 months plus. So if they were fronted like $20,000 each, I mean, where'd that money come from? Because most of the event, and again, it was like advertised heavily. I do remember there being quite a few advertisements for it. So, you know, maybe it was from that. Maybe it was from pre-ticket sales. Who the fuck knows? Maybe it was leftover money, but from CC1. But they were given that money. Came from somewhere.
And she was having a party, and there is where Anissa told me,
Want to know?
Ah, damn. Another ad.
hey, there's no bonus. We didn't get any money from the pay-per-view. People like pirated it. There was people in Discords with 30,000 people watching it for free. But there was no money left over for the fighters to have a bonus. And it's kind of like, I feel like Clark Griswold in a way, where like I'm banking on that Christmas bonus and then I don't get it. I'm probably...
That's like the number 2 or number 3 thing that I was talking about, is that I was thinking of, was these guys were paid to train, right? And then they were going to get a bonus after the event. And it looks like they had apparently done that since Creator Clash 1 and 2. And it seemed very odd, because for the majority of what I understand, when you're doing these events where you're just donating, you're also donating your time. So for you to say, hey, I'm going to go and donate my time, my platform, my persona, my, me TM, you're effectively doing it because you're doing it for a good cause. So the fact that from Creator Clash 1 to Creator Clash 2, the idea behind all the fighters was, I'm going to get a bonus, basically. It kind of felt like, I don't know, most of these people are well off enough to where getting an extra 20 or 30,000 after the fact is kind of like you're being paid to do a fighting event, instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to donate my time, my persona, my platform, or my own community to do something good. So when I heard about that, I was kind of questioning it. I'm like, that's a little odd that after the event, after the fact, people would just be like, oh, here's a $20,000 check for getting your ass beat, which obviously anybody who takes a punch is going to want to take some money. But to me, it's kind of like some of these people, they're well off. They should be well off. I mean, if you're not buying like 7 Lambos, but them getting that amount of money after the fact it's impressive because I didn't realize that. I mean, I figure if you had 10 fighters, 30 grand each, like you could have just donated that. Just the promotion and the publicity alone would have garnered you more viewership and more eyes on you, more, people that would want to collab with you, as well as like advertisers. I'm sure the event would have been a fantastic front and center for you as a creator. So them getting an extra 30 grand is effectively like the cherry on top.
Over clarifying things with all these notes, but I do want to say I wouldn't be able to do this event if there wasn't some type of a bonus pay. I unfortunately am not in a situation like some of the other creators on the cards that can just volunteer their time and put in all these hours boxing and still be able to pay their bills. I had to take this as a job because I need to earn money. I needed Creator Clash every single time to pay my rent. That's just a fact. I don't really want it.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy to hear that. This man was on a music video, by the way. Like, and that's my point, is a lot of the people that were on the title card, like, they were people that were, Aaron alone, right? Harley alone. These people are titans in the YouTube field. I mean, I remember watching Epic Mealtime from when it started. Aaron, I literally watched since, probably like 2 years after JonTron left. So these are people that have done successful or well enough to be still well off. At least, again, assuming that people don't buy, 10 Lambos and think that's wealth or whatever. But that's my point, and that's something that's just shocking to me. Let's keep going.
I admit that, but it's true. I wish I was in a position where I could have done this for free and I wouldn't have these complaints. So the reason I even took Creator Clash 1 was because I was getting $20,000 and I knew I could keep some of it.
So this year 3, I get on the phone and I talk for an hour. And I was like, I really don't know if I want to do this. What I was told by this person, yes, you're probably going to make a check this time. A ton of people are going to watch it. The mistakes were learned from year 2. Well, now look at where we are. It was even worse than year 2. And now I don't know if it's from the boxing, but it happened one night when I had a very hard sparring session. When I turn my head now, I see bright flashes on the side and left of my head. I'm seeing them right now. It happens all the time. It happens all the time, and I never had that happen. Then that night, it started happening. And it was after 2 weeks in a row of hard sparring. And that was the hardest sparring I'd ever had. Didn't take me down, though. And then he had to take a knee. And he is a 27-year-old amateur boxer. Just saying.
I'm just going to say, I saw this clip from Pegasus, and I do want to say this man is a fucking monster. For being basically 50 or 5,000 years old, as the internet puts it, he definitely trained. He was fucking jacked for Creator Clash 2. So, yeah, as with probably every single fighter, they all trained hard to do what they wanted. They wanted to perform well. They wanted to have a good event. They wanted to show off their skills. And, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of these people probably that was like the first time they ever touched grass. Or plastic, or even have gloves on them, or even got into a fight. That was probably the first time ever. So, got to give them kudos for that.
Well, what the heck does it matter? Because I just did it all, and now I'm seeing flashing, and my knees kill, and I don't get anything for it, and there's no fight happening. One time during training, not too long ago, my whole arm went numb again when I got hit by a shot. Now, that being said, this is boxing, and I did sign up for it voluntarily. I'm aware of what happens in boxing. I'm aware you get injuries, and I'm okay with that, and I'm willing to accept them. It's just really disappointing and a bummer, because now I don't get to even fight in the event or make a little bit of extra cash to help pay rent. Creator Clash 3 this year didn't pay us the $20,000. They paid us the first 2 years. We were offered $15,000 this year. Then I heard through Harley LA Beast got the 15 and then an additional 7,000. And I was like, what the heck, dude? I just talked on the phone for an hour months ago.
Negotiations at 7K Ask were with an unnamed event coordinator. Okay, interesting. But that's the thing. Harley got more money too, so you would expect that the title card holders would end up getting more. So, kind of to be expected. I mean, they are the main event, and it was going to be Harley again. So, hello.
And got convinced to do this because I was told everyone was getting paid the same thing. Now someone's getting 7,000. I reached out, I was like, can I get that 7,000? Answer was no. Answer was, okay, we can get you a brand deal. That's not happening now. LA Beats makes more on us than us. He makes out with more.
See, there you go, right there. Brand deals, like they probably promise these people who knows what. Like, hey, give us your time. We'll promote you enough to guarantee you a promo deal with some other company, and it's obviously you can't promise that. You can't really negotiate that, because if the person is somebody who's lower viewership like me, nobody's gonna fucking give you any type of deal. They're gonna say go fuck off. We'll give you a $10 promo deal. Like, people, these companies don't give a shit. They want what is it, PPM, price per view, something like that.
Money. I'm in 3 of these freaking things. And I'm not blaming LA Beast. He got what he got because he asked for it. Why the heck did I not get it when I asked for it in the very, very beginning before the thing was even announced? Then I go camping.
Welcome to PlayStation the Concert!
Goddamn ads.
People on the internet were talking about this camping trip. The trip was set up by my coach as something he wanted to do in his life. He likes camping. And he thought, hey, you and Ren from Corridor and I trained together. Ian's like, hey, I want to come. Ian came down from Seattle. He joined us. Odd Ones Out was there. Alex Ernst was there. Steven, another YouTube boxer, she was there. It was a bunch of us. On this camping trip is where Ian tells me, hey, I'm doing another content cop. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he goes, yeah, it's on Ethan. And I was like, Ethan Klein? And he said, yeah, it's on Ethan Klein. And I thought, oh, no, why would you do that? The reason I was so concerned by this, Ethan and I had a very big misunderstanding for Critical Clash 2 with our promotion for the fight. I'm not going to tell this story again. I've told it in the past, but like, everything's fine with Ethan and I. It's all done. We've talked and we've messaged and we're all good. So when
Hey, he's got my water bottle. It's a good water bottle.
Ethan and I made up, I was so relieved. This like huge weight came off my shoulders. I was like, okay, I'm not at odds with somebody. Then Ian tells me, before Creator Clash 3 is about to happen, oh, I'm putting out a hit piece on Ethan Klein. And I'm thinking, oh my God, dude, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to cause trouble? Because now I'm thinking, this is going to ruin Creator Clash 3 and I'm going to get screwed again. Yes, I can tell him.
Yeah, that whole situation with the content nuke and drop and all that stuff. I've seen it. I've seen all the videos so far from the majority of the people that I like watching, and I don't want to get into that type of, in my opinion, bullshit. It's just unnecessary. We're talking about an event, not a beef that 2, 3, or 4, a whole community of people have. And with that being said, it's just like, it was very unnecessary, And there's a clip that I saw that's in here somewhere where Dad says like, hey, you should have dropped the video after the event. That would have been the smartest thing to do, but I guess not.
I'm concerned. I truly thought it was a work. It was like a WWE promo thing where like they were going to have a fake feud. They were going to make up right before Creator Clash 3. Genius promotion. I watch a lot of wrestling though, so I probably was thinking incorrectly because that wasn't the case at all. It was a real beef. I don't keep my ear to the ground when it comes to YouTube drama. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's mad at who, and I don't care and I don't want to know. I wish it was back in the 2010 days and everyone was doing sketches and stupid characters and we lived in simpler times watching someone talk about a Game Boy Advance game. I will say, if you're new here, please subscribe and check out my new talk show that's filmed here in this television studio. Top of the line production quality going on in here, and I love doing it. And you can be an audience member. You can call in and you can talk to me and be on the show. So Ian and I are
Oh, that's pretty cool. I might have to try to do that. Reach out to him. Is my headphones on? I think I need to buy new headphones. My shit's all fucky.
walking around getting firewood, and he's like, yeah, Ethan said a bunch of stuff about me and Anissa, and I need to respond to him, so I'm going to make a content cop. He puts the thing out, and he screws every single person. He screws Real Good Touring, all the business professionals who are making this event with him. He screws me. He screws every other boxer. Everyone was screwed from Ian's dumb video because he couldn't wait 2 months. And here's the thing.
Yeah, there he goes. He says that he couldn't wait to drop it. Yeah. Bringing in personal beef right before an event that you're hosting, and it's kind of like, I don't know, like if you have a personal issue with somebody, I guess that's one thing. We've all been hated by somebody or somewhere. Like, I've kind of used this a few times, probably not on stream because I don't really talk about my personal life on stream. Is the internet's full of people that are going to hate you no matter what. You could sit there and say, I like the color blue, and you'll have 300,000 people that want to kill you because you like blue. But bringing in a personal beef like that into something that's, I guess, in quotations, for the greater good, is just, it's a really dumb fucking move. It just is. Just straight up a dumb fucking move. Using it, I guess, to like garner sympathy, I guess, to a degree, and screwing over everybody, not just like you and the person that you're doing the event with, but any of the people that were depending on it, like Nathan, like Dad, he was depending on that money, or the event organizers, or people that you literally backstabbed, just for what reason? Just because you had a personal vendetta or an agreement or a disagreement on two literal political views that don't fucking matter. I don't know. That's just my uneducated opinion. It's like, no. If you don't like somebody, but just leave it there.
I'm not going to tell someone what to make. Even though I don't like drama and negative content, it's not my place to do that. So I chose not to do that. At some point after the Content Cop video, my friend Yoda talks to me and says,
Ads. Back it up.
My friend Yoda talks to me and says, all this crazy stuff's going on with Ethan from H3. Child Services is being called on him. He's getting human skulls mailed to his house. I didn't know what any of that was about, but I felt bad for him because it sounded insane. So I went to an H3 live stream and donated $20 and left a comment to try and say something positive. I also said I was bummed about the Content Cop video and confused on how to move forward. Now I'd like to clarify.
Hey guys, I've heard about this stuff going down. I feel for you. Really hope everyone feels as good as they can. Hope everyone makes it out sane, and good luck, Lena. This whole thing is a bummer for all. It's weird that he put that out. I feel confused too. Yeah, I'm sure everybody felt that way. They just didn't want to say anything. That's probably number 4 for me, is like a lot of these people knew that this event wasn't going to happen, and there had to have been a handful of people that knew that video was going to drop. And from that handful of people, I'm sure at least 2 of them were like, yeah, this is going to completely kill the event. And nobody decided to do anything or say anything or really come out and really, I guess you would say, even promote it. It's almost like nobody promoted the event as much as CC2, because they knew it was just going to fall apart regardless. Probably because they knew that video was coming out. And again, a personal attack on somebody, on a creator that has a large following, with the fact that you're attempting to put all these people together in one place. And, you know, there's got to be a few beefs going on, so...
Why I did this, I could have just DM'd Ethan on Instagram to say, hey, I hope you're doing well. But I hadn't talked to him in like a year, and I didn't know if he was going to respond to me. Also, I really wanted to publicly say, hey, this video is kind of weird, in a simple way. When I said we're all kind of confused by this, I was sharing the sentiment of a few fighters that were genuinely confused as to why Ian and Anissa made this video when we all have an event coming out. So all the fighters had been very quiet and were like afraid to talk about things. So I thought if I made this donation, I could say in a sort of friendly way, hey, yeah, we kind of think this is weird. Hopefully it all blows over. I wasn't trying to insult Ian or Anissa, but I was just addressing the obvious that, yes, this is awkward now. I'm sorry. And I felt that was not an unfair thing to do.
Then the next day,
That's fair to say. It's fair for him to want to just speak his part of the truth, which was, I don't know what happened, and here you go. Hopefully things will blow over, which obviously now they didn't, but at least he tried. I mean, realistically, out of all the organizers and everybody that was part of the event, I don't think anybody was advertising at all, really.
Anissa texts me a screen grab of my donation, and she says, is this real? Anissa took that as I was supporting her enemy that she has chosen, by the way. Ethan and Atri are not my enemy. So then Anissa makes me feel guilty and bad for what I thought was a nice thing. And she's like, oh, I can't believe you would do that. I'm 44 freaking years old.
Okay, so he's not 50, but close enough, right? No, I'm joking, though. Don't get mad. I'm joking. I'm almost 40, so I know what it's like.
This is childhood, high school garbage.
See, the thing about that, you never get out of high school. It doesn't matter if you're watching my VOD and you're like in your, I don't know, 20s, and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to get out of high school because, you know, shit's not gonna be. Nah, this high school bullshit is gonna follow you to your fucking grave. It's just the way it is. People will not change it, and the few that do are only because, you know, they're willing to. But the majority, no, it's all gonna be high school. It's all gonna be popularity. It's all gonna be who you know, when you know them. Are you able to make money off them? Are they able to make money off you? Can you sell yourself? Especially in this area of content creation, that it's there and it's gonna always be there. By the way, if anybody wants to sponsor me, give me a couple $1 million. I'll take it. I don't give a shit.
What the heck are you doing? I was texting Yoda, my friend, about this, and I said, I think I'm gonna walk. I'm not dealing with her. I can't do this right now. I almost quit when she called me because Harley was out. I was talking to Harley. Harley was talking about his frustrations. I was saying, yeah, Anissa just called me. She tells me, this really hurts us that you would say this. Because in the donation, I said, this is really confusing for all of us. I don't know why they put that video out. It hurts you that I said I'm confused why you're ruining the event? What are you talking about? It hurts you more that you put your video out, not me being upset about it. Oh, I burned a building down. Now everyone's complaining, and it really hurts me that everyone's complaining about my fire I caused. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah, and that I can agree with. The fact that she went out of her way to basically berate a grown man over the fact that he was trying to save face, basically, over the fact that apparently nobody knew about the video, which, again, I doubt that very much. I'm sure anybody that was close to them knew about the video. It's just natural that more than one person knew about the video. I mean, there was like 6 people in the video, so come on. There had to have been 10 or 15 people that knew about it, and they knew that this exact scenario was going to happen. It's just obvious. But for her to go out of her way to like blatantly say that to him is just very self-centered and borderline narcissistic. Not even. I mean, narcissism again is like a completely different thing. But just come on, like to go out of your way to talk to a grown man like that, especially somebody who's like trying to just be civil. That to me, that's sad as fuck. Blue Archive. This game is old as shit.
She acted surprised that I made that comment on the H3 stream when she said, but Ian told you he was making that video on the camping trip. But just because he told me he was making a dumb video doesn't mean I should just automatically be okay with it because I heard about it beforehand.
That's the other thing too. He makes a point here is if somebody told me I'm making a content cop on XYZ person, if you know iDubbbz, you know that what that insinuates. Like, you know that that's a pretty big thing. That obviously does take a lot of time to make. So it must be bad because, you know, iDubbbz's content cops were pretty well made to the point where he would pull up stuff from like your past in those videos. So obviously there would be some level of work put into them. But he does have a point. You know, he may not know about, you know, the past of what iDubbbz used to do, so he probably didn't know how bad that sounded, or he did. It looked like he knew exactly what that video was going to be like. So I guess you would say it's his naiveness thinking that it was not going to be that bad, or maybe it was going to be satire or something in between. Like, again, Ethan and iDubbbz used to be really close friends, so it might just have been like a Hail Mary between two content creators that were friends that just wanted to throw nice little white glove compliments at each other via like insults, like normal friends do in COD, you know.
I can still think it's a dumb idea to put out when you're simultaneously putting on an event that's supposed to be non-political and not tied to any drama. Now at this point, online, all anyone is talking about is how Creator Clash is failing and it's a disaster. So I thought, in order to combat some of this negativity and maybe try to sway some people into having some sympathy for the fighters and maybe put a positive spin on all this and get people motivated to support the event, I thought I would go on Keemstar's podcast. And Keemstar has an audience who actually watches YouTube boxing. But before I could go on the podcast, Ian saw a thumbnail Keem posted with my face on it saying I was going on his podcast. So Ian calls me and says, we'd rather you not go on his podcast because we don't know what he's going to say. I said to Ian, it doesn't really matter what Keemstar says because he's going to talk trash about the event regardless, whether I go on the podcast or not. If I go on, maybe I could at least combat that and try to sway some people and defend the event and make people kind of feel some sympathy for me and the other fighters and possibly...
Yeah, that, again, it seems like Nathan was the only one trying to save the event, wanting to talk and trying to kind of put out the fires, per se, instead of just letting things burn down. Because out of everybody from the title card, I mean, LA Beast never said anything. I didn't see anything of him promoting anything. You know, even some of the people that were on that title card that I didn't even know existed, I didn't see anything of them, didn't see any promo videos that people clipped or showed or anything like that. So even out of all, what was it, 10 people, 14 people, I think, that were on the title card, or that were on the card, I didn't see any clips of any of them doing promos. I mean, shit, Dad did a diss video to his opponent, and it was just like, it was great. It was a great video to kind of get people hyped between both, because he was trying to do the whole, like, what real boxers do is they have these, like, you know, at the weigh-ins, they try to hit each other, they try to talk shit about each other like a week before the event to, you know, stir up some drama. So he was trying to do that too. And yeah, I mean, that video was fun. If you, I'm sure he has it somewhere on his channel, but it was good. It was, again, CC2 was a great event from its inception to the ending of it. And it was just finding out all the shit that happened afterwards that just ruined it.
turn the tides and get people to come around on this. Ultimately, I told Ian I wouldn't go on the podcast because now I'm thinking I'm rocking the boat. I don't want to make people upset. I don't want to get Ian and Anissa to kick me off Creator Clash because I'm being controversial or I'm stirring the pot and causing problems. I really didn't want to get kicked off. And I also didn't want Anissa to call me and get after me again for doing something that she didn't like. I thought this was too risky for me and I was jeopardizing my own stance in position in this event. So I said, fine, I won't go on the podcast. But the whole time I'm thinking, I really do want to do this. I want to go on there and talk to Keemstar and try to promote the event and face all this criticism and try to do some damage control because no one was doing that. But I did also get injured that day in sparring. My arm went numb, which is a thing that happens sometimes when I got hit. So I had to go to the doctor. So it was probably for the best that I went and got that checked out. But I did say to Keemstar, I would like to come on the show later and talk about this because it was something I wanted to do because nobody else was doing any damage control for this event.
Like I said, damage control. Nobody was doing it. Like none of the people on the card were doing it. None of the big fighters were. Hell, not even the promoters. From what I heard, from what I understood, it was Aaron's family business that owns a promo company, or at least partners with him. I'm very certain that his family owns it. That were handling the event's promotion and getting everything squared away. So they didn't even do anything. I mean, hell, I was following the CC Creator Clash Twitter account since 2 years ago, and I barely saw anything other than like the little photos that they posted, the little announcements here and there. Like nobody was doing anything. I mean, you would think that if you had YouTubers that were making like, I don't know, like one video a day over the drama between everybody, you'd figure that the event organizers would at least do, one promo a week to try to show like, hey, this is still going on. Like, forget about the beef that these people have. Promote something, do something.
Ben. Now, every fighter in Creator Clash 3 was offered $15,000 to cover their fight training, except for LA Beast, who I guess got $7,000 additional because he said his training cost more than that. I don't know if anyone else got additional money. As far as I've been told by the event, he was the only one. Regardless, when the event got postponed, they offered everyone an additional $10,000 as an extension to extend your training until October. A lot of people couldn't do the event now because it was getting extended. Myth dropped out, LA Beast dropped out, Freddie Wong dropped out. I didn't drop out. I thought about it. I thought, is this worth doing? And then ultimately I thought, I really want to box. I've been training for so long. I don't want to stop this and I want the event to happen and I really want to get in that ring a third time. Also, that $10,000 will help me out. In addition to that $10,000 extension dollars, I was going to get now a cut of Ian and Anissa's 34% that they were going to get paid. But since they've dropped out, all that money will go to the fighters. I'm thinking this is great. And on top of that, I would also...
I don't even know what to say about the whole 34%. It's a huge fucking meme. And it's pretty damning because I kind of sort of did some like really weird wacky math on Twitter where I basically pointed out that if CC1 generated, I believe the number was 1.3 million to charity, and let's just say that this 34% extended from that original CC1, there's probably a chance that the percentile is just shifted more. And I was thinking, let's say that 20% of the total revenue, the total global revenue was being extracted to give the charity, and then that amount was 1.3 million. When I did the math, and I actually had to do like reverse math, so I had to use Grok because I suck at math. But he came out with a number, or the robot came out with a number of close to $12 million. So for the first event to, again, we're assuming 20% of whatever number was going to be given to charity. for 1.3 million is 20% of roughly $11 million. So if you think about it, after they paid and they generated that money, $10 million was left over, which was then divided up by everybody. And let's say that, iDubbbz got an extra 30 or 25% out of that. Like, you kind of, I can kind of see why they wanted to continue doing this event, because, I mean, from what I hear, yeah, sure, some people can make, $30,000 a month doing YouTube when they do the regularly. But if you could make even $1 million flat off of one singular event, I mean, why not? That event will cover the cost of your entire, year's worth of videos. So, yeah, when I was thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, no wonder these guys wanted to continue doing these boxing events. It generates $10 million. Like, hello? And that's after giving donations. And for those of you who don't know, the donations that the company does, they could use it as a tax write-off. So the majority of those people pay less in taxes from that amount of money. So that's another plus, another bonus.
Also potentially get a bonus check after the event sells out. They'll split up extra money with all the fighters. So I'd get 3 types of payment. I'll get that $10,000 extension and then the 2 bonus checks, we'll call them. But now that the event has been canceled, I'm not getting that extra money. I'm not getting that $10,000, even though I did some of the extra training, because the event's canceled now and it's just over and there's just no more money. And it's really messing me up, and it's really hard for me to be okay with this. That's why I'm making this stupid video, because I'm upset. It sucks. I put my heart into this. I got freaking beat hard this year, harder than I ever had. And I thought, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna train like a freaking professional. Keep my head down, avoid this drama, and now here I am, screwed.
At this point,
Yeah, I saw this last part from the Pegasus video, and I know that he got really emotional for this part, and I'm sure he got it out. I understand how he feels, because I can kind of tell that it's kind of like his Hail Mary of him wanting to say, yeah, I'm 40 plus, I want to do this as like a last hurrah, basically, is from what it sounds like. And it is true. I mean, once you get to like 40, you can't really do much, even though you think you can. And he is a fit guy. I mean, I'm like 40 pounds overweight, so I can barely put a taco in my mouth. So, but I can understand why he's getting emotional, because imagine going and getting trained, effectively getting probably a brain damage from sparring, and effectively just basically causing yourself bodily harm that you'll probably won't recover from at the age that you are, just because you thought you were doing something for charity. And that's the crazy part to me, is that that's more than likely what he was thinking. I mean, that's what I would think.
I just started getting too worked up, so I'm now just ending the video. When I filmed this, I just sort of spilled my guts and got kind of worked up. Then I remembered more things I wanted to say, and I tried to compose myself a little bit better, so the video's a bit wild. The last thing I want to say is that I always tried to be respectful of them, publicly and personally, when I was talking to them. I've always given them the benefit of the doubt and never really wanted to place blame on them or anyone. And then it turns out they were just talking trash about me behind my back. Ian's coach said on H3 that they used to say I was weird and talk trash about me. And then I also heard the same thing from Froggy Fresh 2 years ago. I don't care if people think I'm weird, because I do make weird videos. I like being different and unique. I'm used to people saying I'm weird. I was just very surprised that it was happening by 2 other creative people. I thought they were like me, and I didn't expect them to make fun of me for being different. I thought that was the point of Creator Clash, was to gather the unique people and put them in a boxing ring. I guess not.
So there you go.
Yeah, and I kind of feel bad too, because I feel like that's something that would happen if I ever got extremely big and or got big enough to like hang out with some of the people that I've been watching for 10 years. Like I think that would be something that, again, the high school drama side of it, if you're like over 30, you have some individuals that have been streaming since they were in high school and they're like 20, 25, and they're doing these events, and somebody like Dad and myself who are not 20, you'd feel weird about it, and you try to fit into their groove, you try to fit into the shoe size that they have, and just like in high school, some people will laugh and make fun of you. Some of them will do it to your face, some of them won't do it at all until you're not in the room, and then they'll spill the beans. So I understand where he's coming from about feeling bad and feeling like he was betrayed, because I mean, imagine being in contact with other content creators for 2-3 months, training, planning the event, saying, hey, we're going to do this, and then they just they fuck you over.
That's everything. That's my side of things, and that's how I feel. I'm a little embarrassed to even put this video out and join in on this conversation and expose myself and show myself as getting worked up, but I'm choosing to put it out, and I'm choosing to leave that stuff in because that's how I feel, and it's real, and this is what all of this has done to me, and it's made me act this way and feel this way. But it's all over, it's done, and we don't have to think about it anymore. You can see me box on Misfits soon. I will give you updates on that once I have them. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't expect any more videos like this. I'm never going to do this again. Goodbye.
All right, so he posted a video follow-up, which I have here, which was 2 hours ago. And I have been seeing a lot of shit since he did this one. So I just felt like just quickly going through. But before we go to this video, for those of you who don't believe me that I was at the Creator Clash 2, I posted it on my Twitter account back in April 15th. Let's see. April 15th. And I still have that little bracelet. It's right here. That's me and my friend. Yeah, until next time, my ass. So yeah, I kind of feel personally betrayed to a degree.
Welcome back. Here I am, doing exactly what I said I wouldn't do. Just kidding. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to make a whole other video about Creator Clash, but I will tell you some things. The first thing I will tell you, this Friday, I'm doing a week-long stream. I'm going to try to do it on YouTube and Twitch. Might end up doing it just on Twitch, but please follow my Twitch, if not already. I will be streaming for a week straight. I might do some boxing on that stream, doing some hot tub pool activities, doing some barbecue things, in here playing games, having dance parties. I will be doing anything and everything under the sun for about a week straight, maybe longer. And I've done this in the past. I streamed for 33 days straight. I beat Ludwig by 2 days. That happened a couple years ago. It was a lot of fun. It did a lot of things, and I'm planning on doing it again. So this...
Jesus, I would have just died after the first 10 hours.
Starting this Friday, please come by and hang out. Something I feel like I should answer here and now is my eye. People have been concerned about my eyes and what happened when I'm seeing the flashes. Trust me, I got it checked the second it was happening. That day, I went to the eye doctor and I did a ton of tests. Thank you for the concern, by the way. What I have is right here. This is from my doctor. After many, many tests, check lots of things. My retina is not detaching from my head. What I have is posterior vitreous separation. It's the lining around your eye gets thinner, and there causes a separation as you age. Also, you get floaters. I've always seen floaters in my eyes.
I'm sure it's not great to get punched in the head for many reasons. So, yeah, sure. But I'm not going blind.
He could
Everything's
lose his
cool.
vision.
Thank you for your concern. I did get it checked. Now, there have been a lot of comments and questions that I would like to answer. Things I do have answers for, but I just can't do it here because it's a lot. So I'll put this out there. If there's anyone who would like to talk, have an interview or whatever, like Nicholas DiOrio or some of these other channels that have been covering this, I could come on a stream or a show of anyone's and just kind of get it all out. Mostly just answers to what you've been asking, like why I did get into it, why a lot of the other boxers got into Criticosh 3 knowing it was a risk and probably a good chance it could be a failure.
There you go. Like I said earlier, I had a feeling that they had to know. Which is kind of disappointing now, thinking about it. Thinking about the fact that I was kind of sort of right. That they all knew the event was not going to happen. Or they probably talked about it at that camp. There was probably talk about it. It was probably some little, like, you know, at the end of the night, they were talking about it, saying some shit. They all probably planned it. Not making the video, but they all planned it. They're like, yeah, we're fucked. Like, you're posting it. Ian's not gonna not post it. So, yeah, kind of figured as much that they did know.
I have good reason for
Disappointing.
why I do that. I mean, I touched on that a little bit, I thought, in my video, but it seems to be there's a lot of stuff people are asking. So if anyone wants to talk about it, I'm down. Now, I'll leave you with this. It's something I feel not a lot of people saw, and I wish more people did see. It was my initial Criticosh 3 promo announcement video for when the event was announced, and in it, it's the closest version to myself I play as myself or dad, or this boxing dad character I've been doing. The angle is a grumpy, old, beat-up YouTuber man who wants to go and get vengeance for his failed career in life. I figured it was kind of funny, and I'm actually pretty proud of the video. It shows a lot of the things I've done in my life, in my...
You don't have a failed career, dude. You have a better career than most people. I mean, hell. But you definitely don't have a failed career, man. Definitely not.
YouTube career and my television acting career that I'd like to show you guys if you want to watch it. And it would be nice to continue this version of myself in another boxing event someday. So please watch this video. Hopefully it makes some of you laugh and smile and all of the above. All right, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
I will say the promo video he did for CC2 was really fucking good. Like, it was so goddamn good. Like, alright, it's on his channel, but it's really good. He was basically making fun of his opponent. It was so great.
For 31 years now, I've been making videos. Longer than most of these kids have been alive. Throwing my body around like a piece of trash in the back of a garbage truck. Now I do feel like a piece of garbage. Paid the
Oh, I hope he shows the video of the music video he was in.
price for being too committed to the bit. Living in character, going big, going hard,
Jesus.
knocked out teeth, pinched nerves, numb arms, chipped spine, shattered foot, bones ripped out of the socket, glass in the face, locked toes, and torn knees. But at least I'm pretty. These kids now have it easy. They're all getting rich making 5-second cell phone videos.
Damn.
It's a reminder that I still don't quite fit in. I'm still in the weird part of the internet.
Hey, OG Dad. OG Dad. This is when he started his dad persona.
I've been here so long, I'm the old man now. The old man that never made it. Well, this old man will show him what happens when you're committed to the bit. I'll show him what happens when the world says you should have given up long ago. I'll show him what a lifetime of rejection, heartache, pain, and failure can do to somebody. I'm not a great boxer. I don't have skill. I never claimed to. But what I do have is a deep sadness and rage that pushes me harder than any force on this goddamn planet.
Jesus Christ, he almost cracked his skull on that one.
and I hope you hurt me like hell. I'm the oldest one on the card. Again, a 44-year-old going up against a 28-year-old. My opponent wasn't even alive when I made my first video. He wasn't even alive when I got in my first fight. Well, we'll see how alive he feels after my next one.
Damn, there's so much, like, he is releasing all of the angst. Like I said, I understand exactly where he's coming from. As you get older, you feel like everybody and everything just wants to squeeze your life out of it. Everybody judges you. Everybody they want to prove you wrong. Effectively, they want to say you ain't shit. You're past your prime. Effectively, is what it is.
You can't stop me. I can't even stop me. I'm cursed to drag my body through this insanity until the end of time. You better get ready, because I've been ready since before you even existed. The old man's gonna show you how the day one YouTubers do it. All out hell. Creator Clash 3. Dad's not messing around.
Damn. You know what? I'm going to take some time. I'm going to try to find the one for
Hello.
CC2. Because CC2 is really good. This is going to be a pretty long ways back. Damn, I feel bad. I didn't even know he had a full-blown YouTube channel. So it would have been right around... There you go. Super Mega, that's who it was. Was this it?
Well,
Let me just go through it. No, this is not it. Here it is. Oh my god, this video is so good. No ads. Go away.
Hello, it's me. Hello, everyone. It's me, Nathan Barnett. As you can see, I'm still here in the facility making Grave Stories episodes for the server. I love the VCR they keep me in. I'm so happy. But I wanted to take a quick break to tell you about the huge boxing event I'm going to be in on May 14th. iDubbbz is setting up the event and was nice enough to include me. There will be 10 matches and I will be one of them. Watch the main announcement video on iDubbbz's channel for all the details, including all the YouTubers fighting in the event. As some of you know, I've been boxing for a couple years and I've been wanting to find a fight. Well, I got one. I'll be boxing Matt Watson from Super Mega. Many of you may know Matt's music or his sketches. Matt's my friend and I'm glad to be fighting him. I'd like to say thanks again to iDubbbz for including me. May 14th.
I think this is an announcement. I think it was after this. Ah, there it is. There it is. Right here. This is the... I think this was it.
I heard that back in the day, your first job was the guy who takes the grades. So if you think I'm the one that you want to box, he's a shovel, Nathan, pick a spot.
You attack Nathan for losing his hair, a genetic defect, he's follically impaired, and insulting his choice to show his pride, his manga tattoos, his anime wives. He should love who he wants, let him live his life. Matt is so mean, dare I say vile. I can't take it, Dad's about to cry. Oh.
If you'd like to see the full music video in response to Matt Watson's diss track about Nathan, then go to Dad's YouTube channel and watch the official video there. Matt went too far and disappointed Dad. That's a big mistake. You'll be...
No, this is not it. Where was it? Damn, you know what? It must have been something different then. Damn, I fucked up. That would he basically it must have been probably on Twitter, but it was a short video where he was making fun of the fact that Matt didn't train. He got destroyed in that fight. Like, Matt did not train whatsoever for that fight. So there was like a video that Matt did where he was like joking about not training or taking it easy. And Dad took the video and basically was making fun of him. And then obviously at the fight, he destroyed him. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about regarding the whole creator class shit. I guess probably do like an hour or so of some Helldivers just to kind of got to keep the heart rhythm above 80%, so, or 80 beats. Let me just